In this tutorial, we will talk about spelling, grammar, and context errors. As you probably know, when you see a red line underneath your text, Word 2010 is telling you that there is a probable spelling error. Now this one would be easy enough to fix, but what if you didn't know the correct spelling? I would recommend right-clicking with your mouse on that red line. I don't have a mouse right now. I'm using a trackpad on my laptop. So I'll have to go to the Review tab, and you can also access the spelling and grammar checker right there. And it will give me a recommendation, and I will choose Change. And click OK. So that's an easy one. So that's how you deal with the red line. What if you got something like this? My friend and me went to school. Now this time it's showing a green line. It should be and I. So if you have a green line, same thing. I would recommend right-clicking on the line, and then it'll give you a recommendation. I'll go to the button instead, and it says I for the recommendation or suggestion, and I'll click Change. So green line is for grammar problems. But what about this situation? Merry Christmas. Now the word Merry is not incorrectly spelled. It's just the wrong form of the word. And in this case, you do the same thing. You'd right-click, go to Spelling and Grammar Check, and it's suggesting M-E-R-R-Y. I'll change. So that's a blue line. That indicates what's called a context error. Here's another example. I got my hair cut. Are you talking about your hair or your bunny's hair or what? So if I hit enter, it's a context error. So some words, even though they're spelled correctly, don't match the context. And when you hear me use the word context, I'm talking about either the surroundings or a special situation. In this case, the surrounding words lead us to believe that we're talking about this here and not the rabbit version. So context error in this case refers to the surrounding words give you the clue, or gives Word 2010 the clue that is a context problem. Well, how about this one? The Mississippi River overflowed. Did you notice that it corrected my Mississippi? I didn't put a capital letter in there. And that's called autocorrect. Some words are automatically corrected. If I pressed or typed in T-E-H, you'll notice it autocorrects to the. But you can't count on autocorrect. There's only a few words that it works for. But how about this one? Are you going there? I hit enter and nothing shows up. There is not spelled incorrectly, but it doesn't match this context. It's referring to a place. We're looking at the surrounding words, and we can tell that this should be R-E. And this tells us that Word 2010 does not catch all the errors. And sometimes it places or marks errors that really aren't an error. For example, what if I type this? Being able to laugh at oneself may be the secret to a good life. Looks good, but notice a green line appears underneath oneself. In this case, Word 2010 is making a mistake in the usage of oneself in this sentence. This is grammatically correct. One way to test this is to invert the sentence. So let me try rewriting the sentence. The secret of a good life is being able to laugh at oneself. Notice no green line, I just inverted the sentence, and that's one way you can kind of check to see if you're right or not. And so in that case, Word 2010 was incorrect. So Word 2010 is not foolproof, but it will give you a clue that you have either spelling, grammar, or context error.